Hi, welcome back to Vitality's Happy Half Term. Now I hope the kids have lots of energy today. I'm sure they do, because we've got our fantastic karate class for the whole family today. We've got our Vitality coach, Johnny, and our rugby star, James Rodwell, taking you through that today. Make sure you tag us in on all your pictures as well, because we've got one day left of the half term, so let's make the most of it. And we have our prize draw as always.
Hello everyone and welcome back to day 13 of the Vitality Half Term series. My name is Jamie and it's my pleasure this evening to be joined by some special guests who are going to be doing something slightly alternative for us this evening. So if you joined us for karate earlier, it was a very full-on, intense session. The last 2 weeks we've been doing so much activity. I'm personally feeling pretty sore right now. So I think what we need to do tonight is just unwind, relax, chill out a little bit, and maybe just do something that we've never done before. So for this session, we're really lucky to be joined by Ellie, who is a kids yoga teacher. So Ellie is going to be guiding us all the way through this session tonight. She's going to be teaching you a little bit about what kids yoga is about, but also taking you on a journey and telling you a story in the meantime. So I'm going to bring up Ellie right now, just to have a little chat. Ellie, how are you doing tonight? Are you good?
Yeah, all good here, thank you.
Perfect. Well, Ellie, it's really good to be with you tonight. I think that this is something that a lot of kids maybe haven't done before, and they might be thinking, will I like it? I don't know if I can really be bothered to do this on a Saturday night. Can you just give them a little insight into what we'll be doing tonight?
Yeah, of course. So we're going to just shake it off and get rid of some of that energy first. And then we're going to go on an adventure. We're going to go ahead and find Eugene the unicorn. We've got some places to go to get there. And then we're going to end with some slowing down to kind of unwind for the weekend and kind of just chill us out for the rest of the evening with some breathing exercises. So if you've never done yoga before, please don't worry. I promise there's nothing you need to know before we get started. I'll take you on the entire journey with me.
Perfect. We promise that you're in safe hands with Ellie. And it wouldn't be one of these sessions if we didn't extend the invite to our wider Vitality family. So we need to make sure that there's some kids involved. That's what this whole 2 weeks has been about. So you may have seen her already. She's joined us for a few sessions. Catherine returns again. Catherine, how you doing tonight? Give us a thumbs up as ever. There she is. Always happy to be involved, Catherine, and she's actually joined us on a Pilates session before. She did the Headspace session with Leon Taylor, so she's probably going to be one of the most flexible people that I know by the end of this 2 weeks. So Ellie, what I'll do now is I'll pass over to you and Catherine to take us through this one. I'll jump back in at the end, and everyone watching, make sure you enjoy it.
Lovely. So can everyone go ahead and stand up? I want you to spread those arms out nice and wide. Just make sure you've got enough space around you. If you're doing this with anyone in your house, making sure that you are nice and far apart. We're just going to go ahead and shake off that energy first. So can I just get everyone jogging on the spot for me? Just shaking it out. Lovely. Then we're going to shake those hands high to the sky. Shake them out to the side and down to the ground. Nice. Back to the side for me. Back to the ceiling. Lovely, lower those hands down and just give me some basic star jumps, jumping those feet out to the side. Lovely, really nice job, guys, getting that heart rate up before we start to slow things down and get on with our yoga lesson. Lovely, back to our running in 3, in 2, in 1, lovely, just jogging back on the spot. Very nice, shaking those hands high to the sky, out to the side, down to the ground. Lovely, back to the side. Back to the ceiling. Lovely. Starting to slow those arms down and those feet too. Take a nice big inhale, reach those hands high to the sky. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, reach them high to the sky. Exhale, drop them down. Last time for me. Inhale, reach those hands high to the sky. Lovely. Drop them all the way down and find yourself on your bums. If you've got a yoga mat, fantastic. If you don't, not a problem at all. You definitely don't need one. I want you to go ahead and just lift those shoulders all the way up to your ears. Roll them back and drop them down. Again for me, lifting those shoulders up to your ears. Roll them back and drop them down. Nice. As I said, for our adventure, we are going to go ahead and find Eugene the unicorn. And we're going to start the same way we end our class. So we're going to take our hands towards our heart center. I want you to press those thumb knuckles in towards your chest and lift the crown of your head nice and tall. Imagine you have a piece of string growing all the way to the ceiling. Nice job, guys. We're going to start our class, with our secret magic yoga code word. So if you've done yoga before, you might have heard this word. The word is namaste, and we're going to say it after 3, and we're going to take a little bow as we say it. So 1, 2, 3, namaste. Nice job, everyone. So to go on our adventure, I think it's maybe time, even though it's a little late in the evening, to take a packed lunch with us. So can you stretch those legs out in front of you, drop those arms down. Nice, reach your arms all the way to the side, twist in one direction and grab from the shelf some peanut butter. Lovely. Take a nice big scoop with your knife and then start to spread it towards your toes and back towards your hips. Lovely, spreading towards your toes. Back to your hips. Lovely, one more just like that. Back towards your hips. Lovely, reach your hands high. Take that top piece of bread and go ahead and reach for your toes as if you're finishing off your sandwich. Lovely, lifting nice and tall. Spread those arms nice and wide. Twist to the other side. Go ahead and grab some strawberries off the shelf. Lovely, just cutting them up as you twist side to side. Very nice, everyone. And from the other side, go ahead, grab some bananas, bring them down and cutting those up. Lovely. So we have our sandwich, our strawberries, our bananas. Let's go ahead and put that in our backpack. 1, 2, 3. Crossing those legs and standing up. Our first port of call is the farm down the road. So as we step out of our house, go ahead, put one arm in your jacket, the other arm in your jacket, give yourself a nice big hug. And you see your bike in front of you. So can I have everyone down on their bums and on their backs with their legs in the air and start to cycle those legs in the ceiling as if you're on a bike. You can take your hands and place them behind your head if you like to do so. Nice, guys. And now starting to go up the hill, it's going to start to get harder, so those legs are going to slow all the way down. And then as you go down the hill, it's going to get quicker, so speeding those legs all the way up. Lovely, up the hill. Oh, it's so hard, slowing all the way down. And again, quicker, 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 quicker. Lovely, nice job, Catherine. Get those legs going as fast as they can possibly go. Go, 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 go. Very nice. Rock and roll and find yourself sitting all the way up. Very nice. Standing all the way up as we get towards our farm. Reach our hands high towards the sky. Say hello to the moon as it's now dark. And reach all the way down to the ground. Wave hello to the ground. Inhale, reach those hands high to the sky. Say hello to the moon. Exhale, reach all the way down. Say hello to the ground. One more version just like that. Reach your hands high to the sky. Hello to the moon. And exhale all the way down. Hello to the ground. Lovely. Planting those hands on the ground. Can you step your feet all the way back to a high plank, feeling really nice and strong? Lovely. Having a look around as we're at the farm, and then drop those knees down because the first animal we see is a cow and a cat. So start to drop your belly and lift your gaze as you arch through your spine for the cow. Exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest, rounding through your spine like an angry cat. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, push the ground away, rounding through your spine like an angry cat. Lovely. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round through your spine. Last time for me, guys. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, push the ground away, round as much as you can. Lovely. Now flatten that spine out, reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room, your tailbone towards the back. Start to step those hands ever so slightly forward, and then drop your chest all the way down to find your puppy pose, the next animal we see on the farm. Lovely, you can go ahead and rest that forehead on the ground, or even your chin, and just start to wag those hips side to side as if you're a dog wagging your tail. A nice puppy wagging your tail. Really nice, guys. Start to walk those hands back underneath your shoulders. We're going to tuck our toes and lift our hips all the way high to find our downward facing dog, just like the dog we can see on the farm. Very nice. Lifting one leg in towards the air, bending at the knee so your heel drops towards your seat, and just start to wag it like a dog wagging its tail. Really nice. Catherine's got a great wag there. Lovely, stretch that leg long and swapping sides for me. The other leg reaches high towards the sky and start to wag that tail. Really nice, guys. As you extend that leg all the way towards the ceiling, you're going to draw your knee in towards your nose and plant your foot in between your hands. Lovely. Windmill those arms all the way out and around. As the dog says, Eugene is that way. So have a look around. Can you see Eugene that way? I can only see the forest. And the dog jumps up and he changes his mind, swapping legs for me, and he looks in the other direction. Maybe that way? Jump up and he changes his mind again to the first side. And he jumps up again and he swaps sides and he says, oh goodness gracious, I don't know. He points his hands in both directions. Reach those hands high towards the sky and hinge all the way down to the ground as the dog collects his thoughts. He takes a long, big breath here. Sigh it out for me. He lifts all the way back up and he says, do you know what? I remember. Eugene the unicorn is in that direction. Lovely. So, in that direction, jumping those feet together, is the rainforest. The quickest way to get there is to run. So off we go on a gentle jog to the forest. Really nice, guys. Using those arms to help us ever so slightly, we find ourselves at the edge of the trees, looking all the way up at those super tall trees. And the tree isn't just straight, the tree is twisted. So can you sink those hips down, almost like you're sitting on a chair with those arms up to the sky? Lovely. You guys can stay facing the front. Lovely. Reach those arms out towards the side and then start to twist in one direction. Very nice. Back through center. Start to twist in the other direction. Lovely. Time to climb our tree pose. Reaching those hands high to the sky and start to climb up and up and up and up. Lovely. As we get halfway, we decide it's time to do our tree pose. So can you plant one foot on the ground for me? And then we're going to take this other leg. It can either have just your toes on the ground, you can take it to your calf, or you can go ahead and grab it and press it in towards your inside thigh. Once you've found that balance, you're going to bring those hands back towards your heart center and try as much as you can to hold still. I'm going to come and blow you over and see if you can stand and stay as strong as possible. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Catherine's got great balance there. Lovely. Gently lowering that leg and climbing up and up again as we climb higher up through our tree. Lovely. Standing still. Let's find the other leg for me. So whichever leg you haven't done, it doesn't matter which leg that is. Again, the options are just to lift your heel, to take your foot to your calf, or you can go ahead and take the real challenge, super strong challenge as that foot goes towards your inside thighs. Maybe you might wobble, that's okay. And then go ahead and take your hands towards your heart center, find that stillness. Nice, really nice. Take a moment to slow your breath down. Use your focus to help you concentrate. It's called our dristi in yoga. Nice. Holding still, I'm going to see if you guys can balance there. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Really good balancing there, Catherine. Nice. Shake it out, everyone. Give yourself a nice big shake. Reach those hands high towards the sky. Exhale, drop them down. We've reached the top of our tree. And at the top of our tree, there is a bird. And the bird is standing on one leg. And he's got one leg back behind him with his hands by his side. So we try and copy this pose. And as we see, we look over the trees and we look all the way down into a waterfall valley. And he says, nope, I haven't seen Eugene the unicorn, but you know what? I have a friend that might have. And he reaches his hands down towards the ground and he lifts his leg in the air as he dives down the valley. And we watch him go all the way up the other side and into another tree where he has a friend there. Standing nice and tall, we're going to swap sides. So stand on your other leg, hands by your side, and reach that other leg all the way back. Lovely, like a bird flying in the air. The bird's friend knows exactly where Eugene is. Well, he thinks he does anyway. And he says, climb on my back. I'm going to dive all the way down into the ocean to help you find Eugene. So there we have it. We're in the ocean. Everyone with their bums down on the ground for me. Hands on your knees and take a moment just to settle in here. Having a look around as you start to sink towards the bottom of the ocean floor. And in it, you can see fish. You can see crabs and all types of things. So let's go ahead and lie ourselves on our stomachs for me, please. Can you reach your hands all the way back towards your feet as far as they can go? And then we're going to lift everything up in the air like a swimming fish. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, lift everything, feet and hands, and give them a little kick as if you're a fish swimming through the ocean. Lovely. Lower down. Inhale, lift all the way up and start to kick those legs, maybe moving those arms too. Lovely. Lower all the way down. Last time for me, lifting all the way up. Kicking those legs, very, very, very nice. And lower all the way down. Lovely, placing those hands underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself up and find yourself on your bum with those legs bent in front of you. Hands are placed behind you, and then lift those hips up as if you're a crab. Can you start to take a crab walk, walking in one direction? Nice. And walking in the other direction. Very nice. Maybe lifting one leg in the air and lower down. Lovely. Maybe lifting the other leg in the air and lower down. Really nice job, Catherine. Lower those hips down and then hugging those knees in tight, because the next thing that swims past us is the pufferfish. And he gets a bit scared when he sees us and he puffs all the way out. And then he drops everything back in. He says, oh, it's okay. And then he gets scared again and he puffs all the way out. And then he gets nice and tight, because the last time he puffs all the way out. And then he hugs back in. And the next thing we see is Dino the dolphin. So let's go ahead and take our dolphin pose. So everyone on your knees for me. This time we're going to place our forearms on the ground. We're going to tuck our toes and we're going to lift our hips high for our dolphin pose. Nice, trying to get your hips as high as possible. You can be looking down in between your arms or looking towards your feet. Lovely. Can you lift one leg up in the air? Nice. And lower down. Swapping sides for me. Lovely. Lower that other foot down. And drop those knees down towards the ground, because Dino says, I know exactly where Eugene the unicorn is. He puts us on the tip of his nose and he flips us up through the air, all the way through the air until we land with a jump on a cloud. And there right next to us is Eugene the unicorn. And there he is, he's got one leg down, the other leg behind him, and his hands up in the air. He takes a nice big inhale and he bows down towards us. Lovely, and he lifts all the way up. He says, I have been waiting for you. I've watched your journey. I've watched you go to the farm, to the rainforest, and to the ocean, and I knew you would find me eventually. He sits down on his bum, and he has one leg in front of him. He places his hand behind him, and he sweeps his arm all the way up and over to find his unicorn pose. Nice. Lifting those hips as high as possible, and then drop them all the way down. He reaches towards his hoof, and then he swings his arm all the way out and around and lifts his hip up. Lovely. Last time, drop those hips down, reach towards your hoof. Lovely. Can you swap legs for me so the other leg is out in front of you? Place that hand behind your bum and then sweep that arm all the way up and over, lift up. And then drop down, reach towards your foot and your hoof. Really nice sweep all the way out and around, lifting all the way up. And dropping all the way down. He says, come and sit next to me. So we cross our legs and it's time to share our packed lunch with him. So from our backpack, we take out our peanut butter and our strawberries and our bananas, and you give some to him. Maybe you have a little munch yourself if you're still hungry. And we start to slow down. And as we float along the clouds, we have a look at what we can see around us. And we take note of the beautiful sky, even though it's a little dark, all the twinkling stars around us now. And we take note of the trees and the wonderful houses. And we start to bring some joy from all of the tiny things that simply just exist around us. Eugene says, I think it's time for you to go home now. So he reaches his arms out to the side and claps his hands up above his head. And we find ourselves standing outside of our house, just from where we began. Lovely. We walk through the door, we step in, we close the door behind us, and then we have to creep all the way up the stairs, very nice and quietly. Very nice. Nice job, everyone. Until we find ourselves in our bedroom. Take your backpack off and drop it down on the ground. And then start to lower those hips all the way to the earth. Stretching those legs out in front of you. Reach your hands high to the sky and start to reach towards your toes. And then gently rolling all the way down on towards your back until you find yourself lying there. Just noticing what you feel like, pretending almost like we're playing a game of sleeping lions. If you want to close your eyes, you can, or you can keep them open. I want you to take a nice big inhale in. Exhale, sigh it out. A nice big inhale in. Exhale, sigh it out. Lovely, one more big inhale in. Exhale, sigh it out. Just pausing here for the next few breaths. I want you to focus on your tummy just rising and falling. And then I want you to find some wiggles through your fingers and toes. I want you to reach those arms up over your head as if you're waking up for the first time. And then I want you to curl onto one side. It doesn't matter which, it can be the left or the right hand side. Nice. Take a moment just to pause there. And then push yourself all the way up to a seated position. Nice job, everyone. That concludes our story of Eugene the unicorn, but we're not done with our yoga so far. So I'm going to come a little closer to the camera. You guys can too if you want, or you can stay where you are. And we're going to do some breathing exercises now. Breathing or breath in yoga is called pranayama, which is a really big word, but go ahead and say it at home, whether you're doing this live or whether you're watching the recording. Take a nice big breath in and say pranayama, pranayama. Very nice. So we're going to do two different types of breathing. Our first one is called our lion's breath, and our second one is called our bumblebee breath. So our first one, our lion's breath, it goes a little bit like this. You take a nice big inhale in and you let it go. And then you take a nice big breath in and you stick your tongue out and you breathe as loud as you can possibly go. It sounds like this. And you do it until all your air has come out of you. So let's go ahead and do that together. We take a nice big breath in and we sigh it out. Inhale for your lion's breath, nice big breath in. Stick that tongue out and breathe as loud as you can go. Again for me, nice big breath in. Let it go. One more, big breath in. And lion's breath. Very nice. Just shaking those hands out to the side and up to the ceiling. And out to the side and drop them down. Okay, our pranayama number 2. Let's remind ourselves of that word, pranayama. Can you say it for me? Pranayama. Very nice. Catherine, I can see you doing this at home. Good job. We're going to do our bumblebee breath. So the clue is in the name. It sounds a bit like a bumblebee, which is perfect as spring is starting to come. Well, fingers crossed, hopefully, anyway. So the bumblebee breath sounds a little like this. We take a nice big inhale in and we let it go to prepare ourselves. And then we take a big breath in and we hum like this. And you keep going until you run out of air, and it's just to sound like a buzzy bumblebee. So shall we all have a go? Take a nice big breath in, sigh it out. Inhale for your bumblebee. Nice. One more round of our bumblebee breath. A nice big inhale in. Sigh it out. A nice big breath in. Nice job, guys. So I let you guys decide at home which you prefer, your lion's breath or your bumblebee breath, and know that you can do that at any point throughout your day if you feel overwhelmed or anxious or tired or anything like that. Let's go ahead and find our bums back on our mat or back in the space that you are moving in. And I want you to go ahead and we're just going to place one hand on our heart and one hand on our belly, lifting those shoulders all the way up. Allow them to drop all the way down your back. Again, lift those shoulders up and drop them all the way down your back. Nice. I just want you to focus on what your heart feels like, if you can feel your heartbeat underneath your top hand. And just focus on your bottom hand, feeling your belly rise and fall. Again, if you want to, you can go ahead and close your eyes. Or you can keep them open and watching me, whichever you prefer. Nice. We're going to stay here for 5 long breaths. So take a nice big inhale in. Exhale, let it go. A nice big inhale in. Let it go. For number 3, nice big inhale. Let it go. 2 more. Lovely. If you have those eyes closed, you can go ahead and open them. This position is a really nice comforting position, so it's something you can do if you're at home and you're close to going to sleep, or if you need to calm down, or if you just feel like you need a bit of comfort. It's a really nice place to come. One hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. So reaching those hands up towards the sky until your palms touch. Allow them to draw all the way down to your heart center. We're going to finish our class the same way as we began, with our secret yoga code word, which was namaste, if you've forgotten. And we're going to say it after 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. And if you want to take a bow, you can. Nice job, everyone. Just take note of how you feel now physically, and how you feel energetically, and how you feel emotionally, and whether you feel a tiny bit calmer having found your breath. A really good job from everyone live and everyone who's going to be watching the recording. You make me very proud. We're going to bring Jamie back now to kind of finish everything off. Oh, he's muted. Go on.
Of course he's muted. There's no other way to do it. Ellie, that was really cool. And Catherine, you are probably the best student I've ever seen. And also, I don't think we've mentioned this, have the best choice in leggings as well. So good job there. Ellie, for people that haven't ever done this before, I'm certainly one of them. Can you just explain a little bit what the benefits of like kids yoga are over any other form of yoga?
Yeah, of course. To be honest, any yoga is great. Kids yoga is about finding your imagination and using the traditional yoga poses that you would find in an adult's class, but kind of interweaving them to have a bit more enjoyment and a bit more childlike quality about them. It's really important, you know, even from a very young age, especially with the stresses and strains of society at the moment, to start and find your breath from a very young age, and knowing that that is a really good calming tool for whatever emotion that you're going through, to really take that moment to put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly and actually breathe. As an adult, I do it all the time at the moment, especially through what everyone's going through. So if you can start, and we can start introducing it at a young age, to continue doing that as you grow up into an adult, it will help you tenfold, 100%.
Perfect. I think it's something that maybe we should have learned a little bit earlier in life. And Catherine, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed that. Do you think you'd do some more of it? 2 thumbs up. You can't ask for more than that. Perfect. And Ellie, if people have been inspired and want to get involved a little bit more, is there anywhere that you'd guide them?
Yeah, of course. So I'm from Funky Moves. We do all types of classes, adult and kids classes, from street dance to musical theatre, to ballet, and of course yoga, kids and adult yoga as well. So if you want to kind of join us through our journey, please go ahead and find funkymoves.com, and all your questions will be answered there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for tonight. I certainly feel really calm right now. I usually host these sessions and have to bring a lot more energy, but I think it's quite nice that we can end it on a more relaxed note and feeling kind of refreshed as well. So thank you so much for your time. Catherine, again, you are such a legend, and honestly, your behavior is exemplary. So good work, and I hope you enjoyed that as well. And for everyone watching at home, hopefully you enjoyed tonight's session and you're ready to enter your evening feeling nice and relaxed. Day 14 tomorrow, it's the final day of our Vitality half-term series, so please do join us at 12:30, where we'll be really, really lucky. I'll be having a chat with Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill, so get your questions in, make sure you ask them, and I promise that I'll ask her them live on air as well. So thank you again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening and take care.